Hi, this is Aline from MasterYourWeb. You're watching HTML tutorial for absolute beginners, and this video is going to be the second part of building tables in HTML. So let's begin. So before jumping into this topic, I would like to make a really short summary about what we've discussed in the first video about tables. So we've actually had a short introduction about tables in general, then we actually got our hands dirty and started to code. We've seen how to create a table structure in HTML, and then we had a simple exercise so that we'd consolidate what we've just learned. And to continue, I would like to discuss about two features that we have available when working with the tables. And that is the Colspan and the Rowspan. So the Colspan is actually a feature in which we have a table cell that's going to be spread across multiple columns. And the Rowspan is actually quite similar, and it can make a table cell to spread across multiple rows. So in order to demonstrate it, let's actually look at our example. Alright, so let's actually pretend that on both math, English and science, Bob will have only 10, alright? So we have two options over here. Either write 10 3 times, or basically make use of the Colspan so that we have the 10 only one time. And for that, over here into this TD, we will write Colspan is equal to 3, so that we will expand this cell into the other two columns. Let's try to save it and look into the browser. Alright, so now you can see that the 10 is basically spread across these columns, and therefore the 7 and 8 were actually shifted away from the table. So basically we can just delete those since they are not necessary anymore, and we are left only with the 10, right? And although we don't really have any borders to the table, you can totally trust me when I say that the 10 is going across both maths, English and science column. Alright, so that's basically the Colspan, which, as I mentioned, is the ability of a certain cell, which initially was like this cell that was available only for maths. We have this ability to actually spread across multiple columns. So that's the Colspan. And I think that you can imagine the fact that the Rowspan is going to behave really similar to this one. And for that, we'll be going over here into Mary's cell, and we will write Rowspan is equal to, let's say, 2. Okay, let's actually try to save it and see what we've got. I'm pretty sure that the table will be pretty shifted, because right now Mary will have both this row and also this one, right? So basically there's no need to have Earl over here. And what we can do is basically delete it, so that it behaves more nicely, alright? So you can see that right now Mary, as I said, is going to be responsible for this row and also this one, alright? And that's basically it. In a lot of cases, those two features are really nice to have in your pocket, especially if you'll be working a lot with tables. So if you enjoyed the content so far and you think that it's useful, I will really appreciate a like and a subscribe, so that you'll be notified when I'll post other videos. Okie dokie, next I would like us to have two different exercises. So the first one is going to be to create a school timetable. To be honest, I really hope that that's the term for that. So the structure is going to be exactly like the one that I will be sharing with you in about a second.
One eternity later.
Alright, so this is going to be the structure that we'll follow. So we have like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. And also we will have like those hours set up. And related to the subjects, I've basically copy and paste all of those subjects so that we won't have to write like a ton of subjects over there. So it's basically for the sake of simplicity. Alright, so that's gonna be our exercise. One note over here before starting is the fact that both these and also these ones are being bolded. Alright, so it's gonna be really important to pay attention to that specific tags, alright? And as a side note, although they are bolded, we didn't use the bold tag, so that's like a small hint over there, alright? So we'll see you in about 15 seconds. Okie dokie, so 15 seconds have passed, so let's actually begin our exercise. So I think that you already know the fact that we have to start with a table, and then we have like the table head, then we add a table row, and then we start adding table head elements. Alright, so we'll have like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. Alright, so that's gonna be the table head. That's pretty nice. And then we will start with the table body. So I've actually mentioned the fact that we are not allowed, so to say, to use bold tags. And basically, what are the other options that we can have? Basically, we have the option to use some CSS to it, but the bad part is that we are not really familiar with CSS, are we? But what if there's another way? What if we actually have the option to add the th from table head to create like a vertical header? Will that work? I don't know, let's try. So we will create a table row for the first row. Let's try to use th, alright? And we'll add like 8 o'clock. And then we had geography. Oh, this is gonna be actually a TD, not a TH. Sorry about that. Then another TD. We'll have English, TD, Spanish, programming, and literature. Alright, I'm really curious what the outcome will be. Okie dokie, great. So actually, I really wanted to point out the fact that we actually had the possibility to add vertical headers if we would like, okay? But now we notice another thing, and that is the fact that those columns are basically shifted away, so there should be like more onto the right side. But we can easily solve that. We can actually create like an empty th so that that space will be filled. Alright, so now it's much better. So over here we will have like the timestamp, and then we have like the days of the week, and that's basically it. So from now on it's gonna go straight forward. We can just copy paste it. So we will change only the time. Okie dokie. Great, awesome. Alright, so basically, as I previously mentioned, the moral of the exercise is the fact that we also have the possibility to use vertical headers. Alright, and next exercise is going to be based on this one, and we would like to have like the possibility to click on these guys over here. And for instance, when I will be clicking on Monday, I should be redirected to, let's say, Google's page. Then when I click on Tuesday, I will be redirected to Facebook. On Wednesday, I will be redirected to 9gag. On Thursday, I'll be redirected to YouTube. And on Friday, I'll be redirected, let's say, to MasterYourWeb.com. Alright, so that's gonna be our second exercise. We'll see you in about 15 seconds again. So actually 15 seconds have passed, so let's actually see how we can do it. So previously, when we had like th or tds, we only added like plain text in it, alright? But we actually have like the possibility to add other tags in it. So for instance, we have the possibility to add the href tag. And for that, the approach is going to be pretty simple. We will just click on enter, and then an enter again, so that the inside of tag will be more readable. All right, so now we can do is basically write an href and that's gonna point out to google.com. Okay, and then we have Monday, and then we close the href. All right, let's actually see if it's work or not, if it's gonna work or not. Okay, if we will go into this one, bang, we will be redirected to Google's page. As I mentioned, the approach for the next ones is gonna be pretty similar to this one. All right, so we'll have like an href, which will point to, I'm not really sure what I've said that it needs to point to, but it doesn't really matter. So it's gonna point to, let's say, 9 gig. Okay, and inside of it we'll write Tuesday again, and we'll delete this one. Okay, so that's our second link. Our third link is gonna be similar, so href youtube.com, and we'll write Wednesday again, and we'll delete this, and we'll hit like a few enters so that basically the content of the th is gonna be more readable. Then the next one is gonna be facebook.com, and last but not least, we have the MasterYourWeb.com. Alright, so we've actually added those links, so let's try to test all of them. So we have like the Google link, then we have the 9 gig link, that's working as well. We have the YouTube link, then we have the Facebook link, and then we have the MasterYourWeb link. Great, congratulations. So the moral of the exercise and the thing that I wanted to emphasize with it is the fact that we have the possibility to insert something else rather than just simple text in a certain cell. So as we did right now, because we've added like the href tag, we also have the possibility to add the span, divs, images, and whatever basically. So I really hope that you've learned something new in this video, and in the next one we'll be covering forms. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the content and if you consider that it's at least 1% relevant, then please leave a like, a share, and subscribe to the channel for more content. We'll see you on the next one.